Alright, we are back with another video. So today I'm just gonna talk. Yes, another talk video, because that's what I do. Random talk sometimes, random talk. So, yeah, so we're coming up to the Bitcoin halving in less than 2 days now, so under 48 hours, which is the biggest event in crypto in any cycle, of course, as you know. And you're probably your own self wondering how you're going to make the most out of this and how you are going to 10x, 20x, 50x some certain cryptos that you are in. And my sort of strategy, you could say, my sort of way of thinking about how I'm going to be doing it and how I'm going to try and use this opportunity to try and gain more wealth and more money in this cycle is by investing into lowish cap projects. And that's what I've been doing for the last few months. I've been chipping away at, investing into those projects. And some of them have really big potential and some of them are gambles at the same time, because obviously you're investing into a project, but you don't necessarily know if it's going to have those substantial gains. And one thing to bear in mind with that is that the majority, in my opinion, of good use case projects, or the certain sort of categories, you could say, in the cryptos that you're in, say for example, real world assets, gaming, AI, things like that, they are going to probably be the winners in this cycle. Of course, memes as well. Definitely memes, certain memes anyway. And I am fortunate. This is going to be a sort of a mixed video. So I'm going to be talking about, of course, the crypto, but in terms of life and how I'm able to be more fortunate than perhaps you might be. And I'm not saying that in a way where I have the advantage over you, because I don't, in terms of probably the money side of it, I don't. But in terms of how much allocation I could put from my funds towards this is probably higher, because my sort of life situation, my circumstances are different to many. One thing I will say is that, first of all, I am single. I don't have to worry about paying for like a wife or kids or anything like that. I don't have any responsibilities like that. So I'm very, you could say, fortunate. I know that's a very controversial thing to say in terms of being married and having kids, but when it comes to crypto, when it comes to investing, that is a very sort of fortunate thing to have or not have, you could say. So I don't really want that to come across as in the wrong way. What I'm trying to say is that I can put more funds into investing because I don't have those sort of necessities in my life where I have to sort of think to myself every single day when I wake up, oh, I got to do that, I got to go to there, I got to pay for that, I got to go there and pay for that, I got to pay for this, and I got to pay for her something, or my kids' nappies or something. So I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that at all. And I work from home, which is good as well, because I don't have to do travel expenses or anything like that. So I have more flexibility and more funds available to put into crypto. And if you've been following the channel for the last few months, I've been doing leverage trading. Still fine doing that. That's still going okay. I've put that on hold for the last 2 weeks or so because it's so volatile in this sort of time we're in right now. It's even if you go short, if you bet against the market or you trade against the market and you go short, even that can be very, at this moment in time, I mean, that can be very sort of dangerous. And I know I've been very adamant on saying that don't short. I'm not going to be shorting my trades. And I stand by that. I'm not going to be doing that. So therefore, I've put that on pause for now. And instead, I have used those funds instead to put towards crypto projects, and that is that is sort of like my strategy at the moment when going into this halving and coming out of the halving. So I'm going to be leaving those funds that I've gained from the leverage trading, right? And I'm going to be leaving those funds in those cryptos, and I'm going to just, from time to time keep DCAing on those cryptos, especially this week and next week, because the price is probably going to plummet because of the sell the news event on the halving. Of course, there's no way of knowing if that's going to happen. There's no guarantee on that. But it's probably likely that that's going to happen. Just the fact that it's going to just it's going to be a sell the news event. I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe for a week or more, 2 weeks, or maybe a month, a couple of months of just sideways. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. This cycle is different. The ETFs, Hong Kong, they're trading from the 30th of April. That starts, I believe as well, once the halving has happened, that the ETFs are going to be a bit more aggressive. Again, we don't know, but that's just my sort of thinking of it. But yeah, I just thought I'd just come on and just talk about that. This is just a random video that I've found. Well, I was just on Twitter and I thought I'll just play this, but it had subtitles and now it's just not. So there's no point even watching this anymore. Let's just go to the chart. This is a bit whatever. So let's go on the 4 hour BTC. So it's not terrible. We're still floating above 60k. It dropped down to 59k today. Bounced right back up to 61, it just shows how much support and how many limit orders are down now at 60k. I think I've mentioned that before on a video. I'm not too sure if I have actually. But there was a shitload of limit orders at 60k. Those got filled before. That got filled on when the dump happened last weekend with the Iran-Israel situation. So yeah, when I say I'm obviously a bit more fortunate because I'm guessing, over 75% of you have those sort of responsibilities that I don't have, and I've actually chosen not to have those responsibilities. You could argue, oh, luck's not come your way by finding someone. No, I've had some very long relationships and I've had some very short ones, and I am just at the moment in time I am extremely comfortable in just being single. Like once you get into that single mentality, you just think to yourself, I'm so much more happy in this situation I'm in right now, just not having to be attached to anyone. Or I know I'm going quite randomly deep here, but it's just an off-topic video as well. But when you have that sort of responsibility of another person in your life, it's not just the money, and obviously that's what we're talking about here, but it's also like the mentality of it. Every day you have to think about that person. I'm not being selfish, I'm just saying I've had those experiences where they're great, they can be fantastic, amazing, but when you're out of that situation and you're not thinking about that and you're more or less not having to worry about another person in your life, it can be the most refreshing feeling. And I've had people, like close friends, right, just when they just talk about their life, when we meet up or whatever, you can feel the stress that they go through, because most of the conversation is about, like, if it's a bunch of people, the conversation is more or less about the family that they've got and the responsibilities and the stress and things like that. And I'm just like, nope, do not want that, like, ever. So that's the mentality you have. Well, I have. I'm not saying that's not going to change in the future. It might. But as of right now, and the last year or two, or more actually, a couple of years, 3, 4 actually, it's been just being single is just, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, whatever you want. And I know some of you probably are in the same situation as me, but I'm guessing the majority aren't. And I'm guessing you probably have someone you have to take care of, have to always be around. And that's the thing as well. When you are single or by yourself, you don't have to worry. You don't have to spend time with anyone, and you can just spend time doing the things you want to do. You can go traveling. You can go, like, literally, single travel is so fun, and it's so inexpensive as well. It's so, you can just go wherever you want, do what you want, spend what you want, and take your time, relax, and as well, just, I don't know from your experiences, but just like the stress of a relationship sometimes can be just really taxing on your mind. And for me right now, it's a hell no. It's an absolute hell no. I have Tinder and whatnot. I just window shop on there. And it's just like, yes, swipe left, swipe right. But when it comes down to it, I wouldn't want to commit. I wouldn't, for multiple reasons. Like the mentality side of it, being like committing to it, but at the moment, most importantly, financially, because I want to put all of my funds into this bull market, into this bull run coming up. So if I wasn't to do that, and I was to put money aside for restaurants, the cinema, theatre, weekends away, holidays, and things like that, that money could be put towards Solana, Pith, Jupiter, Solana, Bitcoin, man, Whiff, did I say that? A few others I'm in as well. Like, why would I want to do that when I can? I know there's different. Everyone has their different sort of what they find enjoyable and what they find fun. But for me, right now, fun is this time we're in right now with the bull market and the halving. This, for me, is my pleasure in life at the moment. And as well, like, I can spend so much more time when I'm working just looking at charts on my other screen, on my phone, or whatever, and I don't have to and I can spend as much time as I want on doing that, especially before work and after work, or in between on breaks and stuff. And I'm going on a random tangent here, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this time round, this bull market, and having the funds available, for me, it's one of the most important times, and like, it's just such a pivotal time to do it. Like, for example, some people say, oh, you can save money by not going to Starbucks every day, spending like $5 or whatever, $10, whatever it is, and that could go towards DCAing into cryptos, like $70 a week, just saving on that. But if you go to a restaurant every Friday night or Saturday night, or takeaways, you're looking at far more than $70. If you go for drinks, if you go for weekends away, if you go on holidays, you're talking about probably $1,000 a month, given all those things, I mean. And if you do all those things. So, I am, what I'm trying to say is that, because I just wanted to come on and talk about it, because having that sort of freedom, I think that's the best word to use, and I'll probably put that in the title. Having that freedom to not have that problem, because for me, that's a problem. That would be something in my way. And if I was to be in a relationship right now, that would be a massive annoyance. And, for example, if you get a text from the missus and she says, shall we go for drinks after work? And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, do we have to? Do we actually have to? Do we, really? Can we just go to Tesco and get like a £9 bottle of wine and that'll sort us for the night, But no, we have to go and get cocktails, right? We have to. Because that's what we do. That's what we have to do. Because we can't sit at home and do it. It's just boring. Because sitting at home is not an activity. Going and sitting somewhere else is, and paying more, apparently. You see where I'm coming from? It's just this arbitrary sort of, we have to do it for the sake of it. For no reason, really, other than just to do something. And for me, I wouldn't find that enjoyable. I would detest it. I would not want to do it. So I couldn't, actually, to be honest, I couldn't think of a worse scenario than that, especially right now. A time where you want to put all the funds that you have available into that. But no, we have to go to the cinema the day after, right? Let's get on a train to Brighton. Let's go to Bournemouth. Let's go to Southend. No. Fuck that. Let's put my debit card down and let's buy some Solana instead. That's way more fun, right? Am I an alien? if I want to do that, if I want to have fun, I'll spend $70 on a video game instead, and I can have 300 hours of fun instead. There's a game that I've streamed it, not streamed it. I've done a video on it before, on my channel before, last year. Elden Ring. I've spent 300 hours on that. 300, right? And guess what? I enjoyed every fucking second of it because it's a fantastic game. Love it. And there's DLC coming out in June. I'm gonna buy that. Things I want to do. I get as well from from friends. They're just so preoccupied with family life, and I just find that almost like a nightmare. When I say that I'm single, I'm not even looking. In fact, I don't want it. I actually don't want that. It's the bachelor life for me, right? They sort of look and they listen, and you feel this sort of envy because they're just staring like, oh my god, what could have been, you know? So, not saying that it's a bad thing to get married, but this sort of age we're in as well, 2024, you don't really, for me anyway, don't really see that as a necessity. Like, it's not like the 1950s now where you need to, otherwise your family will shame you. We live in a different society now. You know, it's such a different world for me anyway. Like, people still obviously get married, of course, but that for me would be an absolute nightmare. You're signing your life away. You're agreeing legally to pledge yourself to that person, literally legally. For me. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? Just so I can say that I've legally signed my life away to someone else, obviously temporarily, because it wouldn't work out probably in the end. You know, I don't know what the percentage of failed marriages are, but anyway, this is a time right now where you don't want to be thinking about going out and even going out with friends for too long because you don't want to spend too much money because you want to allocate it to crypto. You want to do that, and that's how I feel anyway. Let me know in the comments if any of you have that sort of feeling where, all right, A, you are in that marriage situation with kids and stuff, and you feel you wish you could not wish it away, but what I'm trying to say is, you would like, I'm trying to really word this, but it's coming out horrendously. You wish you could allocate more and take away a lot of what you have to spend on right now. I hope that makes sense. Or are you in the camp of you are feeling quite blessed right now because you don't have that situation? That's me. I'm that one. Because for me, that's I value that a lot, and I value my time, and it's my choice, and that's what it comes down to. My sort of choice with doing this and going down that path of just being single. That's a choice, because I could quite easily, pick up Tinder or whatever, or arrange something with someone, right? It's dead easy these days. It's just on your phone. It's so easy to do. But I choose not to. And that's a choice. It's not like I'm struggling. It's literally a choice. Like if there was some, like, say, like one of the hottest girls in the world. I don't know, what's her name? What's her name again? Yeah, Margot Robbie. Say, for example, her. I don't know, Scarlett Johansson, or even if they came up to me and said, "Do you want to go on a date?" I'd be like, "Hell no," because I'd have to pay for dinner, and I could easily instead put that money towards Pith or Whiff, Solana. I think you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, we could hang out. Let's hang out. Let's do that instead. Let's do Netflix and chill. That's what I would rather do. Right? I would rather do Netflix and chill than go and spend money at a restaurant with you again and again and again. I could use that money to buy Nosana. I really could. And I would be in a good position. In that position, I could 3x just that DCA. Right? That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's what I value right now. That's when you think about it. When you really, really think about it, especially with the cost of living right now, man, it's crazy. I went into Tesco, 170 for a Coke Zero. 170? What? My God. What happened? What happened? Of course, the other things in life, the essentials, but it's just like I very rarely buy Coke. So when you go and buy one, and I was like, wait, this was 120 like a year ago. What happened? You know, it's gone up 50p. Space of a year. Bonkers. A talk about the bull run prep and whether or not spending money right now on crap like going out, going to restaurants, going to bars, doing weekends away, especially like we had the Easter weekend recently. Oh my God, long weekends away. Oof, the prices. I can only imagine. I remember them back in 2018, 2019 when I used to do that shit, and oh my God, fuck that right now. I would just be in a mental nightmare thinking, oh man, look at that. I would be right on that holiday away, vacation away, and I would be on my TradingView app on my phone, and I'll be seeing that Solana is now 135 and Jupiter is under $1, and I've just spent £500 on a weekend? Are you kidding me? Are you actually fucking kidding me? Did I really do that? Did I actually do that? What am I doing with my life? That's sort of, you get that. You will get that. I'm sure you have if you're in that position. I mean, look at whiff right now. Okay, so as you know, right, everything is correlated to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dumps, everything dumps. But look at this. Where are we at? And that's market cap. Oops. All right, so take a look at this. I think whiff is going to be the meme coin of this cycle, this bull run, because yes, everything else dumps. I think whiff and Pepe are going to be the two, because Pepe started off the meme coin craze in 2023, right? Last year, Pepe came out, and then the meme coin season started with everything else, right? And then it was towards the end of the year, I think it was like November, December, when Bonk came in. But it was really Pepe in like May, June time, April, May, June last year. That is when it really just... Let's have a look, actually. We go on, just to get some perspective. Right. Alright, so this is obviously the ETF's time, right? I think, when was this? Yeah, this is like the time where Bitcoin shot up to 70k. Let's just say that. And this is when Pepe got listed on Binance. And that's when it dumped. As soon as it got listed on Binance, you can see, because this is the Binance chart, dump. And it's just been down for the best part of a year. And then ETFs came. And then meme coins came again. Whiff came. When Bonk was here. And then Whiff came. Where's Whiff? Was this February? Yeah, Whiff was February. And then let's go back to Pepe. February, right? So those two, and everything else, of course, jumped up in price. But I really do think those two, Pepe and Whiff, they are going to be the memes of this cycle. Let's actually have a look at Sheep. Yeah, Sheep's had a similar parabolic run as well. Doge has been on fire as well, of course, but I do think that it is going to be those two, Pepe and Whiff. And my point was with the whole Bitcoin thing, because whenever Bitcoin starts to pump again, I've noticed that, and a few others have noticed it as well, that Whiff really, really takes off. Up to $4, wasn't it? Nearly $5. Crazy, man. Like, I remember when it reached $1, everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's reached $1. It's gonna drop down now." Wow, it 4x from there, 5x nearly. So yeah, given the fact that we are in a massive dip right now, and especially with the halving, when this dumps Bitcoin, what I'm doing, it's going to dump on Friday, Saturday. This weekend is going to be so interesting to see what happens. But when this dumps, if I can get an entry around the 150 mark, if it dumps that low, ooh, that is going to be juicy for when the bull run comes in, like post halving bull run. I mean, that's going to go probably over $10, I reckon. So, oh my god, like I'm excited for that, because I do believe WIF it's not going away. It's reached that mass scale, right? It's reached that market now. So that's where I stand with that. That is where I stand. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff right now. And again, why in the world would you actually want to spend money outside to have temporary... You're just drinking it away. You're pissing it down. You're pissing it away. You're pissing it and shitting it away. You eat it and drink it. Just right now, you're not allowed to say financial advice, but when it comes to food and when it comes to alcoholic beverages and things of that nature, I might be able to give advice on that. I don't know if that's not at all, actually. I don't even know. But what I'm doing, let's just save myself here. What I'm doing is not doing that. I am not going to be spending money, stupid money, on restaurants and bars and things like that. Holidays, no. Because this is that time. This is the time where you invest money, or I will be investing money into these decent, good projects like PIF, which is now under $1. Look at it, it was 116, it's 59 cents right now. Solana, very low cap. I think it's like 150 million. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, 306 million. But still, that has got a long, long way to go. This Solana, that was at $8. You're getting a bargain right now. Soul Chat as well, I'm in that as well. This peaked because there was a few influencers that influenced it, and then it dumped. But this is only getting started as well. You see what happens with meme coins, like when WIF had its hype, then it went down. Pepe had its hype, and then it went down, like I talked about in 2023. You get the hype, then you get the dump, and then you get the consolidation, and then you get the real pump in the bull run, because it's got that sort of public status now, and then people will start reinvesting back into it. That's just how it works in the bull run, as you know. I'm just thinking aloud. So you got that. Atlas as well, I forgot about that one. That's on a big bargain right now. That was at 0.13. It's at 0.004, so that's a big dump. Big. But Atlas is old, you could say. There's many more games that are flourishing right now, but Atlas is still, it's a gem. It's not a hidden gem, but it's definitely a gem to get into, because when that pumps. That's what I've noticed as well. Wormhole, I've noticed. What's Wormhole again? I think it's that bridge, isn't it? I can't remember exactly what the project is, but I took note of it. XRP, absolutely not. That is, I think Ripple said they're coming out of a stable coin, right? Let's go on to daily. If they're coming out of a stable coin, man, I mean, they don't need one. They've got XRP. That's stable enough. So yeah, I'm not doing that one. I'm not gonna say avoid it, but I'm not putting a penny into XRP. Nope. So Soul Chat, that. Let's just go on the ones. I'm not even shilling. I'm just going over what I'm invested in. So take it for what you are. 45 million market cap, very low, all things considered. Not even reached 100 million. It has actually reached 100 million market cap. It went up to here, $21. So we're getting a bargain now. That's going to pump in the bull run. Very low market cap. So the reason as well is because when they're low market caps, they have the opportunity to be extremely volatile like this. This is just volatility because of the market cap number. And if this was 2 billion market cap, Soul Chat, it wouldn't even flinch, because 2 billion market cap compared to 45, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's like It just does. So if you know what I'm talking about with that. What else? This one. This one is ATR. This is one I've recently checked out, and I'm invested into this one as well. This is a real world asset. So it is a NFT marketplace for. Let's just go on it. Easier if I just explain it with visuals. There's art trade. ATR is a token. 58 million. This is what I'm talking about. This is the only reason I'm going over this is to give examples. I could talk about Bitcoin all day if I wanted to, but the strategy, especially if you are investing into altcoins, is to go for a few different. My strategy anyway, to go for a few different categories like memes, AI, real world assets, gaming, memes. I said meme twice, but what else is that? Oh yeah, you got helium as well. But I think you know what I mean. Just different categories, right? So art trade is a real world asset crypto. It is a. It's very brief. I didn't realize how brief this was. It is the first marketplace for art real world assets powered by Solana. So let's go on the website. I'm not shilling this, by the way. I'm just showing you the opportunities out there. English. Oh yeah, it's French. So you buy the NFT and then you put it on your wall, basically. I think pretty much it. Yeah, it's a very, as you can see, an arty website. It's not for me, this website. It's very arty. It's very University of the Arts, London. It's very that. It's very arty. It's what you expect from an art website. Yeah, they got like famous people backing it as well. Like oh, who they got? A few singers. I can't remember. Anyway, have a look at that. Have a look at that if you want. So yeah, that's 59 million market cap. Pretty good potential there. They're getting a few exchanges, a few centralized exchanges as well at the moment. So they got a few. They've got BitGet tomorrow. They're being launched on BitGet tomorrow. So probably be a pump tomorrow, and then a dump as usual. That's how it works. And then the volume drives it. The volume is what drives the liquidity for other investors to see that the market's going round and round, and other exchanges as well look for volume. So yeah, I think BitGet's number. Let's go on actually. BitGet I think is number 8 or 9. Oh, it's 12. So BitGet is number 12 in the world, and it has nearly $3 billion worth of trading volume. That's the last 24 hours. So yeah, potential in that one. There's loads of projects I'm in. It's picking the categories, like I said. The categories and choosing those is kind of what you want to diversify into those, because memes will definitely 100% be the narrative for this bull run. I think NFTs were the last bull run narrative. I think this time around, it's going to be memes. I think it's obvious. I think everyone can see it. Memes, AI, real world assets. Those three, but I think memes will just top all of them in terms of popularity. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. So yeah, pick and choose. That's what I've been doing. And then back to leverage trading. With that, as I've mentioned, I've put that on hold. That's going to be put back on play. I'm going to be playing around again with that probably in July, because I think that's when we're going to see a bit more movement. I think with rates as well, of course there's uncertainty now with rates being cut or not. It's looking less likely for mid-year, probably towards the end of the year. We don't know. He's given hints already about it's not going to happen on the next time round. But yeah, so there's that. That's one sort of possible drawback with leverage trading. I'm going to be doing that once we see more of the momentum come back in for Bitcoin. Once the narrative switches, because right now it's very bearish. This trend is bearish, but at the same time, You could argue it's doing very well in terms of consolidating above 60. So there's that. I say very bearish because we were in such a bullish momentum here all the way, right? And now it's come to a giant halt with all these giant dips. Because of those factors, the Iran-Israel thing, I don't want to say too much in case this video gets nuked, no pun intended, but of course the halving is another huge factor where people just, cool off, they hold off until they see what's happened to Bitcoin once the halving has, been done, and once that potential dump has happened. It might not dump, it might not, but it's, in my eyes, it's going to. It's dumping now. So when the news hits about this, the halving is potentially going to dump. But you could argue as well, has the dumping already been priced in? Has it already happened? What is there left to dump? Is this our bottom, right? Because if we had that momentum carrying on to up here, say, to 80k, the ETF still buying heavily, and that zero bad news that we've had recently, that momentum would still be gradually probably increasing, right? To then dump. But have we already had that dump over the last 2-3 weeks? Is that what's happened? Who knows? So it's going to be a very interesting week, very interesting weekend, and then next week's going to just be, I reckon next week's going to be so choppy because of the halving. It's going to be so up and down, I reckon. We're going to see a big initial dump like I've just been mentioning, maybe. I'm going in circles now. Yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, that's my video. Probably a controversial video because of my opinions about, it's just what I've decided to do currently anyway. Things might change in the future if you've watched all the way. But right now, my focus is entirely to myself and investing into this crypto market and just enjoying myself with it. So that's me done for this video. Let me know what you think. That video that I did on April 1st. That was an April Fool's joke video. A couple of people took it seriously. So that was funny. It worked, but to be fair, I did release it like, I don't know what time in the day. It was like 9 p.m. So in fairness, that April Fool's Day was pretty much already over. Alright, that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.